From business to sport, and it's been a hectic period for our sports teams.
Well, we started with 75 and now we're left with just one. Ipswich Town are the only team in the East left playing in the FA Cup. Town will play at Southampton in the fourth round thanks to a 1-0 win at Blackpool. The FA Cup started in August with the extra preliminary round. Teams like Wroxham, Tiptree United and Woodbridge Town started out with hopeful hearts. Now it's just Ipswich left, the last team standing. They did it the hard way. Few would have fancied a trip to Blackpool in January, with a cold northwest nipping at the nether regions. But Ipswich got the job done with a 2-1 win. Goals came from Jack Colback and Owen Garvin. Blackpool finished with 9 men and minus manager Ian Holloway. Assuming it was a freak of nature, we'll spare Colchester fans misery and just show one of Preston's 7 goals. Call it seasonal goodwill. Here it is then. Look away now if you want to. Ouch. Well, we're almost at the halfway point in the football season, but how did your team fare over the festive period? Were they turkeys or were they champagne? Well, here's a catch-up to bring you right up to date.
'Twas the day after Christmas and Ipswich Town went to the Palace. Sadly, they returned to Suffolk as Cinderellas. Their golden boots were left on the steps of Selhurst Park as they made their retreat, valiant but vanquished. The dancing girls had to work hard to keep warm at Carrow Road. Fancy going out dressed like that, though. It's nice to have friendly faces over for Christmas, though, isn't it? And they don't come much friendlier than Millwall. Norwich weren't very generous hosts. It ended 2-1, including Grant Holt's 20th for Norwich. Holt the Bolt, a proven scorer and captain. Priceless.
You think you're going to find it hard to keep him?
Yeah, unless somebody gives me 80 million, then I might consider it.
The Essex derby was right on the money. 90 minutes of thunder and lightning. 2-1 to Colchester it ended, but it could have been 15-all. 'Twas the 4th day of Christmas and my true love said to me, don't bother going to Walsall v Norwich, it's bound to be called off. And so it was. An hour before kick-off, Walsall brought on the braziers to warm the cockles of the turf. But that didn't work. Game off.
This is ridiculous. 4.5 hours just wasted.
On the same day, Colchester beat Southampton 2-1 with a goal in each half. Now you see one, now you don't. But it wasn't the fog that got Southampton boss Alan Pardew all steamed up. It was the Colchester ball boys.
My goal is to run 40 yards to get the ball for a goal kick. When the ball boy is just sitting in the corner. Come on, that can't be right.
Did you say anything to Adi?
I will do, yeah.
I'm not really frightened of him, so I won't worry about that.
Ipswich ended on a high with a 3-0 win over QPR. The Johns, Stead and Walters got the goals, and they'll need to keep them coming because Ipswich are just 3 points above water. And what if the tide turns? Norwich City finished the festive season with a 1-0 win at Wickham. That's 11 games unbeaten. And if the high-tech oversoil heating system had worked at Walsall, it might have been 12. Norwich are up to second in the table now. Colchester are fourth. It's nip and tuck at the top. Sean Peel, BBC Look East.
Well, our football teams have got a break this week, and don't they need it after all that action? They're all back in action this weekend, though. There are only 18 Saturdays left of the season. You catch up all the highlights, of course, on Look East and the BBC Sport website for the remainder of the season.
Finally, it seems that Prince Charming has failed to work his charms on the people of Lowestoft. Owen Woodgate has been starring in the Marina Theatre's production of Cinderella. In a Twitter blog, he said of the town, everyone's pregnant, it's dominated by hoodies, and there isn't a Starbucks. His observations about the Suffolk port haven't gone down well locally.
Bit of a bad decision on his part, and obviously as he's retracted the comments, some very positive comments turning up on his Twitter site now.
There are loads of people from my year in school, that was like only 3 years ago, and loads of them are pregnant.
I thought that was not very nice thing to say.
I love being here, that's why I've chose to bring my family up by the seaside, and I think it's like any area, there's positive and negative in everything, so I see a lot of good things here, and I think as far as teenage pregnancy goes, it's a nationwide problem, and I think that actually it should be addressed as a nationwide problem, not just as an area.
Well, Time to get the weather now. Snow, the important word at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So let's start with tonight, shall we? I don't think we're going to have any snowfall, but it's going to be bitterly cold and largely clear, although we're likely...
Wow, that's some 5-day forecast, isn't it? That's all from us. Have a very good evening and keep warm, won't you?
Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Ooh.